Welcome to day 11, 12, and 13. I will not be able to make a recording for 3 days, so I am giving 40-minute clip from a class. And in the 3 days, you can divide it however you like. You can do it in one day, and then you can repeat any of the exercises from other days, or you can divide this in 3 parts. It will be clear when one part goes to the next. I hope you enjoy.
Hold a second. You can close your eyes if you want. If you want to, you can also leave them open. And you can actually choose now, you can stay seated and just feel your sit bones and your feet on the floor if that's possible. If you feel exhausted and you want some extra support, you could also lie on the floor and have your back be supported by the floor. So you're welcome to go on the floor if you want, so you can really let go of holding yourself together or holding your floor is always a good option, but you're welcome to stay also seated, whatever feels. You can also try. Sometimes we don't know what we need until we have it. Like I don't often know I need a massage until I have one and I'm like, oh my God, I needed this. So sometimes we don't know we need the support on our backs before we get it. Sometimes we don't know that we needed a hug until we get it. And if it feels all right, you could see if you could let go, biting your teeth together and your jaw could soften and be free. If it feels comfortable to have a couple of breaths through the mouth as well. But remember, I don't have any authority over your exercise. So you get to do it the way you want to do it. And I think it's important to allow you have the authority over your experience, over your own creation. And I will take care of time and go to a place where if you inhale in, you could inhale acceptance. It could just be in the air, acceptance, feeling of ease, accepting whatever is, just however it is, accepting now. So with one of the themes being truth, all acting techniques call for truth. So I think it's a beautiful starting point to go towards your truth. Whether your truth is fast or slow, or whether your truth is heavy or light, or whether your truth is expanded or contracted, or staccato, legato. I'm just throwing in words that might relate to your truth. Whatever it is, we experience the truth in the body. When we start listening to the body, we start being closer to our truth, accepting it. So inhale truth, whatever that means to you. And exhale with your truth. Exhale is like the step towards your text. It's a step towards expressing your truth on stage or in front of camera. The sound that we make, that truth. And it could be just a tiny, tiny sound, or if you have a big sound coming out of you, then allowing that. I have been crying ridiculously loud for the baby bird. So ridiculous that I thought if somebody would record it, it would make comedy. Just because it's so big for such a small bird. So whether your atmosphere at the moment is a farce or comedy, a tragedy, a drama, or or some other style of truth. See if you could fully embrace it. If this was a movie and you were a character, this human experience is definitely shared by many in the world. So with that knowledge of your truth, inhale, let it become richer, and exhale it out. Release a sound. The sound can be big or small. Just really embracing the truth and knowing that whatever your truth is right now, as soon as we accept it, it's either becoming richer or it starts transforming. And through the power of the Chekhov technique, we can learn to harness any kind of life force energy, and we can always transform it to be close to the one and together with the one of the truth of the character. The first step is to know your own truth so you know what your starting point is. You don't have to understand thoughts at this point. Thoughts can come and go. They might be reoccurring, or they might be all over the place. They might be straightforward, or they might be like chaotic, or they might have a pattern. Let the thoughts do what the thoughts want to do. Let the head center have more space. And if I am not making sense, just know that you don't have to understand me. Just accept whatever is going on. You can always ask later. And gently, with very, very gentle hands, maybe like the hands that you would lift a baby bird back into its nest. So gentle hands and palms of the hands. Place those hands on your head, just almost touching your head. Very close to the physical borders of your head, but not quite touching, just feeling so close you can feel the energetic hands, but that you don't quite physically touch the whole head area. And just allow your head gently grow larger. So there's more space and more room. Okay, Taika, it's okay, thank you. So there's more room for your mind to expand. Gently allowing your mind to expand. And then you could bring your hands even further out and allow your mind to expand even further, just gently. So there's more room for thoughts. And however large you would like, it could be like a big, huge space helmet. Inspiration. Or you could open up your whole head. Whatever size of a head is comfortable for you right now. Especially the back of the neck and back of the head, where the center is in the brain that we see images. Just gently open the channel. Releasing neck, releasing tension, just allowing room for all the fascia and all the space. Sometimes when we get stuck with thoughts, it's that we just are attempting to put so many thoughts in such a small area. When we give it more space, they find their own space. You created this kind of headspace you'd like. Good. And then gently put your hands on your throat and the front of the throat, the back of the throat and the sides, and just give some gentleness and allowing your throat to open as well. Your neck to open and your throat. Just do a couple of breaths through the mouth, just opening on the throat as well. It's a very gentle area. For people and animals, this is what we tend to protect. The stress, slowing that area to open. Sometimes if we hold back emotions, sensations, this area gets like kind of cramped up. So give length to your neck and give, what is the word in English? Width, more wideness, width and length. All 6 directions, right, left, up, down, backwards and forwards. more space, more room to the throat and neck and the sides of the throat. And then allowing that to start expanding your shoulders, the back of the shoulders, back of the back. And then inhale to the center of your chest. Inhale some softness and inspiration. Allowing that truth to go in the center of your chest. Allowing gentle space for your inner organs. Allowing freedom and space and ease all the way to all your inner organs, the space inside of you, and then expanding that space outside of your physical bodies. And allowing space to travel to your lower belly, allowing more space there. You can place your hands, the outer edges of your lower belly, the sides and your pelvic center. The way your pelvic center and your legs connect. And then allowing space for your legs, thighs, knees, front and back of the knees, calves, ankles, and your feet. Just allowing more space everywhere, inside of your body and outside of your body. And whenever I suggest something, just know that creative mind doesn't like authority very often. So it might be, I always say, what is helpful and what's unhelpful? Always look to what's helpful. So if I say expand and you suddenly, oh, but I'm contracting, then allow contraction. If I say, oh, inhale gratitude and something else shows up, accept that. So perhaps one of the themes for the week would also be accepting. I feel that creative mind is a little bit, it can be sometimes like a child who wants attention. And so if I tell my creative mind, no, it will just keep, if there's a voice in you that wants to be heard, hear it, allow it, and then it's gonna go like, oh, I've been heard, and now I can, what else would you like to do? So acceptance might be one of the themes for the week. Let's take one breath together, if you want. Big inhale, and maybe hold it in the end a little bit, sip a little bit more air in. Allow expansion and then release it. And allow your breath to go in the tempo you want. You never have to force anything. Let's take a couple more of those. Inhale in your own tempo or together. In the hold, let it expand a little bit more your insides. And then expand. Exhale. Do a couple more. Big, full, expansive inhales and exhales. And then let's see if we could do a couple of sighing, just like inhale and exhale. Good. And then I'd actually ask, in your own time, if you're on the floor, start getting up. You're seated. Remove your chair. We're going to do a little bit exercises on moving. Say that you have magic ability to create more freedom and ease, truth, inspirational life force. Sorry, my English today. So between the palms of your hands, when you rub them together with lightness and ease, you can create inspiration, light, life force. And perhaps heat. If you're too hot, you could create cool air. And the special effect guys will add this. So we don't have to hallucinate. We don't have to see light. We don't have to see life force. We don't have to see inspiration. We can just say, it's possible that I can create it between the palms of my hands. And with inhale, separate the hands a little bit and stretch it. A little tinkling maybe. And see, just stretch, life force, inspiration, freedom between the palms of your hands. The special effect guys will add it. Our job is not to hallucinate. Our job is to say it's possible that I can create this between the palms of my hands. Good. And allow the rest of your body be at ease. And let's create some more. And let's this time create a little tiny ball of light. The warm light and life force. We don't have to see to say it's possible that if special effect guys added in there, I can experience having this golden sun between my hands. And see if you'd like to create maybe a larger one, size of beach ball. And again, not to worry, you cannot do this wrong. With inhale. Okay. And then step inside that golden sun and let it warm you, give you some life force. Okay. And let's create one more. Any size. And bring this life force, this light in the center of your being. Inhale it in. And let it spread everywhere. There are days that this life force might feel just this little speck of light. And there are days that it's like, there's so much life force in you that it's just much larger than your physical body. Today, allow it to be any size that it is. But since you are alive, you have it. And let's spread it to be all over inside of your body and outside of your body. So it takes the shape of your physical body, this life force, this light, energy body, just acknowledging that it's there. Great. And think of a flower, whatever kind of flower you like. I don't know, rose, and any kind of flower that has petals. And let's go and step into the shape of a flower before it's opening. So sort of like the petals is very gently, because it's very soft. The petals of a flower, they're like sensitive, soft things. So close the flower to be sleeping at night. Just find the shape of the flower with your body. But allow space between the flower petals so you're not squashing them. So within this like a little bit contracted form, there's still space between the petals of flower. And let them breathe. And then very gently, when the morning comes, the sun gets up, allow from the center of your being, it starts opening, the center of your chest, the petal starts opening, and then gently it opens until your whole body is as expanded as possible. Physically and energetically allowing it to expand, 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 expand. Lovely. And I know that some of you have worked with this thing many times, so it's like one more time, but have a new experience. If you've never done it before, great, it's very easy to have a new experience. So I'm gonna explain a little bit. You can be on your feet and you can move your body and allow it to like be breathing so you don't get stiffened. But I'm gonna talk about the term energy body a little bit. So in the Chekhov technique, we have the physical body. And sometimes we say, oh, Chekhov technique is so physical. Well, it is also physical, but it's much more than just physical. So we have this physical body, And then we have something that is called either energy body or life body or life force or inner body. And that basically when I use any of those words, I mean the same thing. Or invisible body, it's one of the words that's been used. And what it means is that we have a physical body, but we have so much more in us. If we only had a physical body and we didn't have life force or energy, the physical body would be bones and meat and on the floor. It is the life force why some actor is interesting to watch. It is not the physical body that is interesting. It's the life force that comes out of their eyes or radiates out of their whole being. Charisma is also, or presence of an actor, has very little to do with the physical being and everything to do with the energetic being. Everything that's alive tends to want to be closer to something or someone that's fully alive. And our job as actors is definitely be fully alive for if the moment lasts, the play lasts 2 hours, to have a life force of a whole village or nation or that lifetime in those 2 hours. So as much as Chekhov technique is training your physical body to be able, it's definitely training your energetic body to be able. So let's work on this energy body or this life body. Just acknowledging that it is there. So let's say that right now, listen to your truth. We talked about the truth. And let's, for a moment, think about the truth this way. Truth, whatever your truth right now is experienced in your body and in your energy field. How do I know I'm sad or happy? It's because I feel it in my body. So listen to your truth for a second. You might even place one hand on the center of your chest and maybe one in your lower belly, your heart center and will center, and just listen to your truth. The palms of my hands, surprisingly, are connected to our heart. If you just look at, there's hands and see what's hanging here. There's a connecting, there's like a highway that goes right here. They're connected. So anything that happens in the palm of the hand happens here. Anything that happens here happens in the palm of the hand. So therefore, let's for now put them together. So allow the palm of your hand to support your heart center, like you would support a heart of a very, very loved one, gently but firmly. And one hand could support your will center, how you would support a loved one, tenderness but firmness, keep safe. And between your body, your torso and your hand is connection. So feel that connection. Just listen to the truth. You don't have to have words for the truth, but the words are how we communicate when we go to the text. But now it's more important and more helpful to go towards experiencing what's happening in your physical body and in your life body. Is it wanting to expand or is it wanting to contract? It's one way of observing your truth. So allow now, if your life body wants to open, a physical body wants to open, let it open. If it wants to contract, let it contract. And go to the maximum of it. So physically, my expansion would end here, but energetically, I could expand to be larger than this room. Or I could contract. Physically, there's an end to it, but energetically, I could contract to be the tiniest particle of an atom. So your physical body has limitations, but the energetic body is limitless. So the energetic body keeps going the direction it wants to go. It keeps holding on to its objective. whatever it wants to do, it will do. So allow it, embrace that truth. Does your energetic body want to contract or expand? And allowing your physical body to go with it. And allowing the palms of your hands and fingers to be full of life. In art, contraction does not mean death. Contraction means that the same amount of energy is just in a smaller container. So if you are to contract, it's full of life. If you are to expand, it's full of life as well. Contraction doesn't mean dying in arts. It means in less space, we have that life force. Good. And let yourself travel all the way. I'm going to now suggest let's do it together. Now that you've listened to your truth, now let's go to a place. Let's say we're working 10 more minutes and then I'm, by the way, going to give us a break. Let's see if we actually all contract. So allow your fingers become shorter than your physical body. Energetically, your fingers are shorter. And the energy body contracts and pulls the fingers to make fists. Simultaneously, the center of the chest starts collapsing energetically. And you're contracting, contracting, contracting. You're physically contracting and your energy body is contracting. Go all the way to the floor. And when your physical body has reached the limitation of contraction, allowing your energy body in your imagination, continue, 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 continue. But it's very active, very active. If you feel you get stuck, you can always inhale, which gives your physical body a little expansion, and exhale, the contraction is restarted. You cannot do this wrong. Allow the experience to be whatever it wants to be. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for softening the neck, the back of the throat. Surrendering. Contraction can sometimes feel like a sensation of some sort of emotional state. That's possible, but there's no rights or wrongs. What if today you would contract to be so tiny that if you were like a fantastical being, you could fit in the crack of the, like a window? How tiny, or you could be in the forest, the tiniest little forest animal. How tiny at your home that you could like go to places you could never otherwise go. How tiny energetically could you be? And your perspective of the world would be different. See if you can contract with this sense of curiosity today about the contraction. A sense of curiosity about the becoming smaller, smaller, smaller. If your concentration escapes, you can always gently say, oh, concentration, will you please go with me? Let's go this way. Let's go towards ourselves. Let's go contract. You can invite your concentration to take this little journey with you. Contract, contract, contract. And in the next 30 seconds, we're going to start going the polar opposite way in arts, polar opposites. And we're going to start expanding. Good. So very soon, not yet, imagine that the sun in the center of your chest will burst open. Inhale and expand. Good. And gather more energy. Inhale, expand again. Let's maybe bring a little quality of fire to it. Inhale, gather and expand again. And open. Let's open the bottom of the feet, expand them on the floor. Use a little sound, fa, or any sound you want to use. Rah. Expand your feet. Good. Expand your ankles. Little micro bend on the knees. Expand your knees, all 6 directions. Expand your thighs, all 6 directions. Expand your whole pelvic center, sideways, forward and back, down and up. Good. Expand your inner organs, all of them. Whoa. Expand the center of your chest, right, left, up, down, backwards and forwards. Good. Expand your shoulders, expand your throat. Expand the back of the neck. Expand your mind. One more thing before we go on a break. Let's together inhale and lift our right arm. And exhale with lightness and ease, put it down. Good. Let's inhale with lightness and ease and lift the left arm. And put it down. Now let's imagine that we could lift the energetic arm nanosecond before the physical arm. So imagine that from the center of your being comes an impulse and lifts your right arm, and your energetic arm lifts and it pulls with lightness and ease the physical arm up, and then they are together. And my physical hand ends here, right? There's an end to your physical arm. But let's now imagine that we could inhale, pull here and inhale, and then you're going to expand. I'm going to show first. So inhale and expand. Fa. And imagine your energetic fingers could reach the ceiling. Absolute lightness and ease. So inhale and exhale. Fa. Which is the FA. Fa. And allow your energetic fingers touch the ceiling with lightness and ease. Good. And then bring the arm down with lightness and ease and leave those fingers longer energetically. Just feel, how would it be like to have those fingers longer? Great. And leave them a little bit longer with ease. Good. Let's do the same with left arm. Inhale and expand, and your energy fingers will, like laser beams or rays of sun, touch the ceiling. Good. And move that arm and those hands, what are those called, fingers, with lightness and ease. And bring the arm down. Energy arm first and physical arm follows. Good. Lovely. Let's do the same for our legs for fun. Imagine that from here you can send, if inside your physical leg you had energetic leg, and energy can do anything at once. So let's imagine that we can go to the center of the earth with the energy leg. And this is like, green screen acting. If you are doing a movie, next Matrix remake, and you had this character with this super ability, so there you go. Imagine that your energetic leg can go through the floor, through the earth, all the way to the center of the earth. And let's go with the hands as well. Fa. Leave that knee bent, so go down, 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 down. You know when you're rooted to the earth. And then just leave that energetic connection, like roots growing to the ground. Lightness and ease. And if I go too fast, you go slower. Let's go to the other leg. Fa. Grounding, grounding, grounding. And if it's your first time, not to worry. If you've been doing this with me for years, find a new way. And then the whole energetic torso, like an elevator, goes directly down. Roots, grounding your feet energetically. Good. The micro bend in the knees. Good. Just connect it to the earth. Good. And let's come for a second and sit down. So I'd like to hear, I realized in the middle of doing this that we have people who've been doing this for a long time, and we have people who are doing it for the first time. And I noticed in my mind, I went like, I wonder if I'm going too fast for those. And, I was like, oh, that's very interesting. That's where my concentration went. So I'd like to hear now for those first who are doing it, maybe because those who've been doing it a long time are like, oh, she's teaching it differently now. Great. I can apply whatever I already know and do this. But perhaps for those that are doing it for the first time, if there's any questions on what is she talking about when she's saying energy body? Or if you have been doing it for years and you're like, oh, that's what energy body means to Marika. So that would be great to hear too.